This wheel is either gonna make me smarter or seriously uncomfortable. I let ChatGPT pick 100 random topics. Some are harmless, some are really weird, and some might change the way I think. Whatever this wheel lands on, I have 1 hour to fully learn it, research it, and understand it deeply enough to be able to teach it to you guys at the end of the video. And the scary part about it is I have no idea what's even on this wheel. I have genuinely zero idea. My name is Steezy, and this is the Wheel of Knowledge.
When I hear that money talk, I'ma really wanna bring it home.
Of knowledge.
Money right, I don't wanna leave that shit alone. I need a big pot stack.
Here we are, the Wheel of Knowledge. I'm looking at some of these and they're kind of crazy and so random. Oh my gosh. I don't know if that was a good idea to let ChatGPT decide this, but let's stop procrastinating. Let's spin this wheel. Let's see what I'm about to learn.
I think that I found another home. If I love it, I pay the price. I got smoke in my lungs. I got Henny on some ice. If I want it, I don't think twice. When the money
Elevators. Elevators. I guess I don't know a lot about elevators. I just know they go up and down.
Press the button and...
But I don't know how long they've been around. I don't know what the first one looked like. So let's get into it, man. All right, yo, I love this video. Let's do it. Let's do it. And then I can keep this wheel for the next video. Or if you guys have suggestions, just leave them below and I'll throw them into the wheel. Dude, I'm about to be an elevator genius. I'm going to walk into the elevator and be like, you want to know one random fact about an elevator? We got 1 hour on the timer. This was the Wheel of Knowledge. Today's episode, elevators. The timer begins now. How do elevators work?
In this video, we'll be exploring the different parts of an elevator, how it works.
Yo, I have 53 minutes to learn everything I have to know about elevators. You're interrupting my study time, man. Okay, I got 50 minutes, so I spent 10 minutes just random facts so far. But what I'm gonna do is just kind of organize how do elevators work, who created the elevator, why were elevators created. I'm on demon mode right now.
When were elevators created? What are the types of elevators?
Dude, what am I doing right? I'm getting smarter. We're all getting smarter, okay? You watch this video.
You're gonna get smarter.
How tall can you go? How high can you go on an elevator? The future of elevators. Have you guys seen Magic Willy Wonka? Have you guys seen Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory? That one scene where the elevator like shoots up and it goes sideways? Like, bro, that might be the future. So I think this is good enough. We're just gonna put in work, okay? We're just gonna put in the work, get it done.
Push the one on the left and it rotates, which pushes up on the bar, which unlocks the door.
I found an elevator fact sheet. Holy shit. I just found the jackpot. National Elevator Industry. Wait a second. What? These are the Apple of elevators? Oh, shit, dude. Look at this crew. I need more content. I need more content. Come on. The push button meant the end of the lift boy. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. R/elevators? What elevator is this? There's an elevator community? What am I looking at? Huh? Is that a Bentley? Oh, we donezo. Timer's done. Hit stop on that.
I'm done learning.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Teacher Steezy to take the floor. So I just spent an hour learning about elevators while the Super Bowl is currently going on. I think I'm the first person ever in history to learn about elevators for an hour during Super Bowl. Anyways, it's time
For your lesson.
I have gone through the beginning, early history, how they changed architecture, different parts in an elevator, the two main types of elevator and what they consist of, safety features, future of elevators, and random facts that are honestly super cool facts. Before I turn into Teacher Steezy, what other teacher doesn't get drunk on a Sunday? before their Monday class. Am I right? Corona with some lime. Class begins after I drink this beer. Salud, amigos. The wheel of knowledge has brought me knowledge today.
What about them? How they were created, the parts in them.
I know it all. I might not know all of it.
But I know it all.
Let's get into the knowledge portion of things, okay? The first ever recorded elevator was created by Archimedes in the 3rd century BC. So yes, it's not an elevator that has mechanisms and stuff, but it was the first ever recorded lift and it was powered by the Romans just pulling ropes. And they were used for launching lions and gladiators onto the stage. They were used by manpower, ropes, and pulley systems. Now, that was the first ever, nearly 2,000 years before modern elevators. The Romans were doing it, breaking their fucking
Backs.
Fast forward 2,000 years, cities were getting built. They could only go a certain height of buildings before people started complaining because there were so many stairs. Escalators were a thing, but you can't take an escalator up all the way to 60th floor, right? So the building started off really small, and without elevators, there would be no skyscrapers. So in 1850s, there was a guy named Elijah Otis. He invented a safety brake
That changed the game.
I'm going to show you a video right here. This is the safety brake that Elijah Otis invented. There's a rope, and it lifts up the elevator. If the rope gets cut, the rope loses tension, and spring arms force, and this tension of the rope, so the rope loses tension, and spring forces the arms outwards, and the arms hit teeth in the rails, and the car stops immediately. That's basically what he invented. It was kind of genius. Elijah Otis, props to you, man. We are rising to new heights because of you. He was so confident that he stood on one of these lifts in the middle of the World's Fair. I don't know what that is, but it's a fair
Of the world.
The elevator took him up. He had someone cut the rope, and he only fell a few centimeters. Since then, from that point on, people trusted elevators. Basically, elevators from that point on changed architecture. Let's go into the parts of the elevator. There's the main section, right? That's the shaft, or the hoistway. Then the elevator pit is at the bottom. Then the cab is the thing that people are in, and it moves up or down inside of the
Shaft.
And
There are guide rails on each side of the elevator, and the cab has guide rollers used to roll up the guide rails.
there are hydraulic elevators and there are traction elevators. The hydraulic elevators are more rare in the taller building because it actually has a giant piston and cylinder
That has to push the entire elevator up to the floor, and then that piston goes all the way down underneath the ground pretty much. So the piston has to be long enough to push the elevator all the way up.
So then there are traction elevators. So traction elevators are more common. They lift the cab up with cables. The very top, there is what is called a machine room, and that has the electric motor. So one side cable attaches to the cab, and the other cable attaches to a counterweight, kind of like at a gym when you're
Pulling the weights.
Next, see, this is fun. I like this, man. I'm learning a lot. You guys are hopefully learning a lot. Let's go into the safety features. I feel much more comfortable riding elevators now because I know of all these safety features. So there are 4 cables, sometimes 8, that are holding up the cab. Each of them is strong enough to hold the entire weight of the cabs. But if the cable snapped, you would be safe. Let me tell you why. There's one safety feature, the machine brake, which basically is kind of like car brakes, where it kind of presses down on the rotor to kind of slow it down. It holds the cab steady. Cheers. Okay, for the fun part, the future of elevators. This isn't really fun. There's not really that much future to them. So right now, there are voice-activated elevators. So instead of pressing a button, users can, speak the floor number or use an app to call the elevator. There's also now AI in elevators. Not necessarily AI elevators. It's sensors that analyze how people move throughout the building.
So they can track things like, ride frequency, door cycles, travel speeds, power consumption, error codes, all of the above.
So that's basically it. I had 20 minutes left after learning all that about elevators. And so I just thought in the last 20 minutes, let me learn about some random facts. These are actually crazy facts. Here we go. Most elevators can last up to 20 to 30 years.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Elevator music. We haven't talked about this, but in 1920s, it was introduced to calm the fearful passengers who were anxious about riding in these new fast-moving machines. They were actually called rising rooms before. Also, if you don't notice, a lot of elevators don't have the floor 13. There is a common widespread phobia called triskaidekaphobia. So that's just the fear of the number 13. Like, I'm scared. About 85% of elevators don't have the 13th floor for those people with that fear. You know how elevators have mirrors in them? A lot of the mirrors were originally installed to make them feel larger and reduce claustrophobia. The fastest elevator goes 45 miles per hour.
It's in China.
The door close button in many, not all of the elevators, but in many of them, is not connected to anything, and it's simply there to give the passenger a sense of control. Fire. Because I be spamming that shit. But now I know it doesn't really matter. In the US, elevators carry the equivalent of the entire world's population
Every 3 days.
That's crazy to me. The longest time anyone has ever been stuck in an elevator is in New York, and in 2008, Nicholas White was coming back from a cigarette break when the elevator gets stuck between floors, and he was stuck there for 41 hours. So, benches. There used to be benches in elevators. Dr. Lee Gray, a specialist in the history of vertical transportation, says each car would have a very nice upholstered bench. Many of them beautiful woodwork, mirrors, a gaslighted chandelier hanging down from the center of the cab, and they all had an operator who was in charge of opening and closing the door and sending the lift up and down very slowly. They were just there being pampered, the guests. Then I went to Reddit to end my research, and someone says that they worked in a federal courthouse and the elevators had bars on them with a lockable door separating the cab enclosure. He says it's the most unusual thing he's come across in 28 years. That is that. 1 hour ago, I thought elevators were just cables and vibes. Now I know about the counterweights.
Elijah Otis, governors, door interlocks, traffic algorithms. Am I an engineer? No.
But I will absolutely be judging every elevator I step in.
From now on.
Every time you step in an elevator and spam click that door close button, just remember they do not work, and remember who taught you that. In this episode of Wheel of Knowledge, we have reviewed elevators. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Drop your topics or anything you want me to discuss in the next episode of Wheel of Knowledge. I had fun doing this. Let's do it again, and hopefully you learned something new today. The future arrived one floor at a time. Okay, I'm done. Vertical changed history. Okay, this is how we conquered height. When we go up, it changes everything. Okay, goodbye.